So quite a session in qualifying one, which began at 1:15 this afternoon, a couple of hours running, and everyone realizing on the radar that the wet stuff was going to hit probably after half an hour or so. So important to get cars out as quickly as possible. And amongst those, the Ravenel number 80 Mercedes, but it wasn't long before this car encountered some incident as it tried to make a move on the Red Bull Lamborghini down at Style Strecker, and Fabian Schiller would get on board that car later on. Conrad Motorsport early on in the session caught up with what looked like an oil fire. The car would put in some laps though later on, so clearly that was extinguished, and the very, very hot components that were causing that cooled enough as Max Verstappen took charge of the number 3 Mercedes AMG GT3 to go at the time fastest with an 8:18.539. And he again having to choose his time wisely to get ahead of some other very quick cars out there. Discussion sadly being done well away from the pit lane for various runners that were involved in, well, another fire for the 900 Porsche. This the entry from Black Falcon in Cup 2, and Cup 2 having north of double-figure entries this weekend. I think that's going to be a hotbed of action for sure, and Cup 2 just has this knack of keeping a nose-to-tail fight going on for hours on end. The Dacia Logan also with a few laps under its belt. It runs in SP3T this year, and the 300 numbered car for Neumann certainly identifying its level and its opponents as well, which is sometimes tricky to do in a qualifying session. You're not always out, of course, with the cars from your category. Busy on the main straight as well, as Fabian Schiller eventually got on board the number 80 car that sits alongside the 3 in the garages. Both run out of the Winward Racing organisation. And Fabian Schiller timed his run to perfection through the best of the conditions. The rain had eased off. There was certainly a dry line developing, and he managed to pluck out from nowhere, it seemed, an 8:14.957, just as Raffaele Marciello did an 8:18.0 to go quicker than Max Verstappen, but a further 3 seconds clear was Fabian Schiller's Winward number 80 Mercedes. Thomas Preining tried his level best in Grello as well, celebrating a significant anniversary, but then the rain arrived. That icon on the LED screens tells everyone that it is officially a wet track, and therefore you can start to use your wet weather tyres. Who has got the best wet rubber here this weekend is the next question, because this is one of the very few races that remain in world motorsport where there is a huge mixture of different tyres. Vulcan tyre is another one that we didn't add to the list, although remember that Porsche outfit have sort of split their allegiances this year. The 44 car crossing the line, and where did that finish? Eventually in qualifying 1, Tim Heinemann taking it to 14th place with an 8:29.3. Little bit wide on the Grand Prix track for Lucas Auer, but to be honest, in the final 15 to 20 minutes of the session, it was all about scrubbing wet weather tyres in the Rover Racing BMW, hoping that they've got a very quick car to defend their title. Raffaele Marciello took that over along with Dries Vanthoor in the 99 car. And they finish 2nd and 4th. We will see you later, though, for qualifying 2.